Ballantyne here, and we are on video 51. We've gone past half a century. I would like to talk about why do we fear? It's quite a big subject, but we're not going to go too in depth in it. But as we're always talking about network marketing and this arena, we won't go outside of saying like why are we afraid of spiders and heights and things like that. We'll go into the more why wouldn't I do this for my online business. When I was offline, my first fear, although I didn't class it as fear, but it was apprehension, I think the word would be the word, of going around all the houses in my area and dropping off catalogues through those letterboxes. I felt like a bad person. The postman is legal; he's allowed to put things through a letterbox, but a leafleter or a distributor like myself sticking things through a letterbox was a bit. Well, I knew I had to do it, okay, but I knew it just didn't feel right, but anyway, I did do it. I mean, I've been to thousands of houses, and stuck catalogues in there, and I've had the odd catalogue come flying through the air and landed back at my feet because some customers didn't want them, okay, but you can't foresee that, and I think that's the problem. Okay, you cannot foresee what is going to happen. It would be nice, I think not all of us would like to know what lies in our future. But we will never know that, because if we did, we'd probably change it. Or we say, yeah, that sounds good, okay, I'll stick with that plan. But I think it's because of the unknown. And the unknown is a place where a lot of people don't want to go, and that's complete lack of control. And well, if you have no control of what's ahead of you, then you'll tend to sort of stand back and not bother. And that's very encapsulating and in fixing you in what I would call a stagnant situation. And like I said, I'll mention this quite a lot actually. My motto at the front of this video is feel the fear and do it anyway, because fear is a trigger response to protect the body, but it's also a warning. And it's also an emotion. Now, there's nothing wrong with emotions. It's all good for us. It's we wouldn't have it if it wasn't there to sort of help us and protect us. But it can be a big wall preventing us from having greater things. Now, feeling the fear about going into a plane, yeah, we can understand that. Feeling fear of putting a catalogue through a little metal box. I mean, really, it's nothing's going to really happen, is it? I mean, okay, a catalogue may come out. I mean, let me tell you something. I did it for 10 years, and if somebody threw a catalogue at me maybe 3 times, then what's 3 times in 10 years and thousands of houses? So, not everything is going to be awesome and great. There will be setbacks and little problems and things like that. But fearing things and not investigating and find out why you are afraid to do this or do that, it's a bit short-sighted, really. I mean, I know since I've been online where I've talked to people who won't even bother to put a photograph up on the internet, because they don't want other people to say anything about their photo or what they look like, which I think is completely, I'm not going to say absurd, because I'm not that person who feels that way. and I have to consider that person's emotions and feelings. But I can say successfully that I have spoken. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I cut in the video there due to a phone that shouldn't have been going off, but it did, I'm afraid, so we'll carry on. Yeah, so people may be a little bit afraid about putting their photos up or trying to do a live video and everything else, but it's only it's an emotion of a thought that goes out there and it comes back, because now you're receiving what you think are what people are viewing, what their thoughts are, what they're thinking, and you're taking all this imagination into yourself and putting a label on it. So I'm not going to put my photograph up there because I'm probably ugly. I've actually had somebody said that to me. Actually, they thought they were ugly, which is absolute nonsense. Okay. By the way, she does photographs all the time now. And the same for video. Everybody that so far I have contacted, by one, I'm still waiting, and if you're watching this, I'm still waiting. They have created their video, and it's once you get over the 1, 2, 3 videos, then you're on your way. So we're not born with fear. We don't know what fear is. We have no idea. I mean, this really goes on for years, from a baby up into your teens and even further. And when we're in our teens and our 20s and late 20s or whatever, we know a little bit about fear, but we still do those things that where others will not tread. Okay. But then again, there are still people, but this is now a minority, not a majority, who will do things that that make humans look just absolutely amazing. Some of the things they do. So I think through all my own lessons and watching others, fear can be overcome if you face it straight on. Okay. I may not have done skydiving like my wife does. I'm not afraid of heights. I just haven't done it. Would I like to do it? Yeah, I would like to do it. I'd love to do it. My first day of bungee jumping, I stood on the edge of that platform, my arms out and shaking like a leaf. But when I was told to go, I went. And I won't say the words that were happening on the way down, but I did meet one chappie once who was climbing back up again, and he was crying his eyes out. Must have been about 17, 18, crying his eyes out. I said, "Well done, mate. Well done. You jumped. That's fantastic what you did." I mean, I think it was about 120 meters we dropped. I said, "What's you crying?" He says, "I just overcame my fear of heights." And I thought that was absolutely amazing. And he took on his fear, took it on and beat it, because it was just an emotion. You have to break through the emotion barrier. Okay, I think that's what I'm trying to say. You've got to get through that thing that's saying, "No, don't do it." Okay, little fella up here, yeah. You got to go to this person here. This person here says, "Yeah, go and do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be an experience. You're only living once." You know? That's the kind of person you should be talking to, not to the other guy. Okay? He's useless. Right? He'll put you in a little box and never get out again. Okay? So, feeling fear is not saying it's a simple thing to overcome. And if you can find somebody to help you overcome that fear, and I'll certainly help you, because I think I can understand, and you've heard me talking, that I understand what the fear is all about. Okay, I mean, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, But I have learnt through my new experiences in network marketing that you have to do things you would not normally do. But the same thing goes on in normal life as well. There may be circumstances that can meet you face on, and you can't duck it, and you have to go through it. So it's the same thing with our businesses. You really need to overcome those fears. And if you need somebody holding your hand, then ask for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Ask for help. Okay. Right. This could go on for ages. If I really got into depth of it, because I think there's a lot more involved in it. Like going back to the comfort in numbers. When we were in the caves with our clubs, we wouldn't go out there and live by ourselves because it'd be too dangerous. And it's much safer within a crowd, etc. But that's a whole psychological understanding about fear. Okay, and I'm not saying it's easy, but most of the time we deal with little things that we can really overcome. Okay, right. I've got to sort this video out now because it's in 2 parts, and I've got to sort it out. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.